Welcome back, guys. On today's show, Halloween is here. Time for everyone to freak out. Guys, get your hairy ribbon ready. And another look at me moment here on Facebook that I got a whole bunch of flack for. And making fun of the president, okay. Making fun of your family, not okay, I guess. All these things will be talked about here on this episode of Deacon Live. How are you? How are you? Are you ready? You got the kids ready? It's ready. It's Halloween. Everyone's got their little costumes on. Everyone's got all their little pumpkins and all that stuff, but we'll get into that here a little bit later. So you can call us here at the station at 407-448-8800. Text us anytime at the Queen City studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. And make sure you follow us on Twitter and all our social networks and stuff and all that stuff. So I want to start out the program. I know I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be a good guy, but I can't. I'm done. I'm done being a nice person. I'm done saying please and thank you. I'm done. Can you see I'm upset? I'm upset. I'm tired of saying please and thank you and excuse me and pardon me and all the stuff that your mom and dad. Oh, God, that was horrible. All the stuff that your mom and dad brought you up right to do, to say this stuff. And in a, I don't want to say a good Christian household, but any kind of household that's got a good solid family foundation. And I'm tired of it. And I was talking to my wife, and I said, the other day, I said, I don't know if it's me. Now, for those of you who are new to the program, by the way, welcome and thank you. I do this full-time on what we call a franch. It is a part farm, part ranch, and I broadcast out of our, we have a finished room. I say room, it's huge. It's, it's 800 square feet above our 3-car garage. I know, baller. But it's wired. It's a completely functional studio. I can have bands in here, and they can play, and we can record music and do all that stuff. But I've got a fourth of it cut off, sectioned off, sound enclosed in for me to do this podcast. I know it's boring stuff. So I do this podcast once a week. You can pick us up on iHeart and Spotify and all that stuff. I'm done preaching about all that stuff. So anyways, and speaking of preaching, it's not a political show and it's not a religious show. But I live here. Of course you live here, dummy. But I spend 24/7 here on the property. We've got 20 some odd acres, so it's not like I'm in a house and I'm in a cubicle. But I am out moving around, I'm on the property and stuff. But I guess where I'm getting at is I rarely have human contact other than phone calls. I get phone calls from friends and family members and the occasional sales call, which you can hear on the members only section because I love to keep them on hold as long as I can. But I mean, for the most part, I'm reclused. I'm a hermit. I'm in this. This is my world, When you have a job and you go from your house from point A to point B, and that's your whole world is that drive, and then your place of business, and then you might have a couple other stops in between. You get a little bit more exposure. Well, I'm learning here because we've been doing this. I've been doing this full time for about a year now. So I'm, the human contact went from being, an 80, 90% every day to almost down to like 3% every day as far as actual human contact. So I'm in my own little world. I'm in my own little world, which is nice. It's a nice world. It's a nice place. It's got carpeting, but, and I start getting out into the world. And when I say the world, I do the shopping for the house. My wife, she's great. She's got a full-time job. She's a career woman. It takes a lot of her. It takes a lot of her time, and that's where I come in. I pick up the slack. I don't want to say slack, but I pick up to make our home life. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, and I say I'm tired of being nice. So once a week, I go to the local Walmart, which is about, I think it's 40 miles. It feels like 40 miles round trip. And I go into Walmart and I have my headphones in and I'm listening to, music or news or all the stuff that just so I don't have to talk to anyone. Look, that's my problem. I don't want to talk to anyone except for you guys because I love you guys. But I'm sitting there, and I do. I say please and I say thank you while I'm in Walmart, while I'm doing my shopping, and I've got a pattern. Everyone's got a pattern. Then when you go into Walmart, you go to the left, and then down, through automotive, then housewares, and then back through cleaning supplies, and then dog food, cat food, and then back around where the beer is and the wine, and then back through the freezers, and then go all the way up front and get your produce and stuff, and then you're out the door. Bing! Out the door. So this process, for me to go grocery shopping, takes about a good hour and a half. You know why? It should take 15 minutes. But I like to sit there, and I like to look and appreciate and see what's new and see all the stuff and touch this and move this and say, hey, when I come home, hey, maybe we could use this at the house, or maybe we could use that. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. That's I guess that's the age that's getting in me. What gets me the most is the people that you have to deal with. Now, I understand people say, I hate going into Walmart because of the crazy people that are in there. Well, they're not crazy. They're not running around beating themselves in the head with a tambourine. But there are different people in the Walmart. Now, they might be dressed funny. They might look funny. They might do all that stuff. I can deal with that. I can deal with that all day long. You can walk around with your hair on fire. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Man wants to wear high heels and a dress in there. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me is not straight up rudeness, like I was here first rudeness. What bothers me the most is the, what do I want to say? What do I want to call it? I want to call it unconscious rudeness. Literally, unconscious rudeness is the only term I have for it. My wife's like going, no. It's not your age. It's not you being here at the house all the time, and the only human contact is when you go grocery shopping. It is those people. And I go, yeah, they weren't raised right. They weren't. I remember as a child, my mom, if I did not have my hand on that shopping cart, and if I took it off for 2 minutes just to walk up to look at a piece of whatever it was in the store, no matter what store it was, I got, get over here. Get your hand back on this cart, or get your hand back over here. I don't want you running around bumping into people and causing problems. Well, there's people, adults, that need to keep their hands on the shopping cart because they're running around causing problems. And I say that because I'm standing there, and I'm looking at my wife and I are doing the whole 30. Well, I say we're doing the whole 30. We're about, we out of a 7-day week, out of what's that, 21 meals, so it's 42 meals between two of us. We probably eat maybe 36, anywhere from 32 to 36 meals between the two of us. You split that in half, so it's 18, 19 meals a piece out of 21 meals. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, Whole 30 style. And Whole 30 style, it's a big book. You got to read it. It teaches your body how to cleanse itself and all that stuff and blah, 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 blah. But we're getting to an age where, we can't run out to go to Burger King as much as I'd love to. And I saw myself putting on a couple pounds because I was getting the frozen pizzas all the time and eating those for lunch, which is not good. One slice is like 400 calories out of the Giorno, and I eat the whole friggin' thing. God, oh, man. I gotta stand up. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right. What I'm saying about unconscious rudeness is I be standing there because I'm looking for the whole choice. This just happened today, actually. The whole choice salad dressing. And there's one that my wife got, and I'm like, I always look at them like, it's going to taste horrible. No, there's like a ranch chipotle one made up word. And so I had it a couple times. I'm like, you know what? I really like this. I can do this ranch dressing with chipotle, whatever in it. And it's a Whole 30. It doesn't have any sugars. It doesn't have any, all that bad stuff. I look at it, and it's like $6. But here's the thing. We normally get it from Publix. So I'm standing there in Walmart. Here we go. Unconscious rudeness. I'm standing there looking at all the salad dressings in Walmart. They've got 4 bays of them. I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, all right, I need this. I just can't go home with Kraft, Wishbone, or whatever it is. So I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking. Sure enough, here comes this lady, and I say lady, older lady, elderly lady. And you know how when you look in an aisle, your back is literally on the opposite side of the aisle, and you're looking across. So people, why? Why do you do that? So people can walk in front of you. They can walk in front of you, and you're not disturbing anything because you're, the lane of traffic and all that stuff. So I'm sitting there with my back, with my shopping cart, completely out of the aisle as much as I can be out of the aisle, and I'm looking at all the ranch dressings and all the different dressings, and I'm looking for this, hippie friggin' dressing, and I can't find it. So you take a step closer, and you're looking. Sure enough, this lady literally walks right in front of me, stops, can't see over her nose, lifts her head up, and just stands there and looks at all the dressings in front of me. She's got the basket. She's got her fat ass body there. Needs to get the whole 30 thing. And sitting there and just looks. And I'm like, now I've got my headphones in, so I can't hear anything. I just kind of, sidestep a little bit and kind of look around her and sidestep and look around her. We stood there for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I've been talking to you for 11 minutes now. So I stood there for 4 minutes, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this. So I left my shopping cart on the, with my back to the aisle. Took a deep breath, walked over, and literally stood right next to her. And nothing. Not a blink, not a nudge, not a move. Like, excuse me, pardon me, I didn't know I was in your way. And just stood there. And I'm like, kind of looked, got even closer to her. Like, in her space, uncomfortable in her space. Nothing. Didn't bat an eye. Still looking for whatever ranch dressing or whatever she's looking for. And then, and then she grabs, what did she grab? She grabbed something stupid, like, I don't know. It was like avocado and bacon or some stupid oil vinaigrette or something. And then, grabs it off the middle to top shelf, above your nose. Grabs it and sits it in her cart, and then pushes on. Didn't even notice I was there. And that's what drives me the craziest when I'm at Walmart and stuff. Didn't even notice I was there. Not excuse me, pardon me, I'm sorry, all that stuff. What I like to do, God, I'm just torturing these people, is I like the really, really old ladies. I like the really, really old ladies that are like, they should be on a bus full of old ladies where they drop them off and then they pick them back up. Those type of old ladies, and they're barely making it down the aisle at negative 1 mile an hour, and they're pushing their shopping cart. They should not be left alone in this big Walmart. Small little convenience store, sure, no problem. But in a Walmart, this is like walking a football field with your shoelaces tied. And they're pushing the shopping cart, and they're looking, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what they're getting. They're space cadets. And I kind of, because I see them. You can see them at the opposite end of the aisle. I'm looking for them. All right, there's the lady who doesn't know what she's doing. And I'm like, all right, I got to get this. I got to get that, fried fire roasted tomatoes. I get the can of those and grab all these, and then finally you catch up to her. She hasn't moved. She's that old Tim Conway where he's like, okay, and he's shuffling his feet. She's not moving. Finally, you try to do a left to get around her, and I'm surprised they haven't had more medics out there, ambulances picking up old ladies that have been scared to death by other customers, because I can see it. I'm looking for, and then I come up behind them or come up to the side of them, and they kind of just kind of turn and look out of their corner of their encrusted friggin' eye, and look at you, and then goes, oh, I didn't see you. Well, I know you didn't see me because you got like those blinders on that racehorses have. You're not paying attention. You should not be out of the house. If you cannot walk up and down this house, how are you getting home? How are you getting home? Is that your Crown Victoria out there in the parking lot? But so I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being, yes, sir. I'll say yes, sir, no, all that stuff. But excuse me, pardon me. I'm just tired. And I don't know if it's my age or because I don't have no human contact. My wife says no. It's everyone else. So I feel better because I agree with her because she's the same way. When she goes out, she stops and gets gas, and she's like, this idiot was, I know, honey, I know. A small little world that we live in these four little walls that we call home. When we come back, we're going to get into Halloween. Are you ready for Halloween yet? Well, guess what? You might want to check your candy because somebody's giving away free shit. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Deacon Live. Give us a call here at the station anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live anytime in the Queen City studio located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Make sure you become a member of our members only section. And the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com, click on the members only section, and that gets you a lot of extra info, extra gear, extra audio stuff. We do this podcast once a week. This one's getting a little late. My IT guy, Dan, my IT guy, is coming out here, I think this Saturday. He's coming out. He's redoing the hard drive and stuff. There's a couple things that are running a little bit too slow for my liking, so he's coming out this weekend to fix all that. But you can see some video. You might see some video of Dan the man. He's my IT guy. And he drives out here to the French, which is kind of an hour and a half away from him, but he sits here all day on Saturday and kind of douches the whole system here that is Deacon Live. Now, one thing that I don't understand is we're getting into Halloween candy here in just one sec. Have you guys seen the Pinterest, the new Pinterest ads, the new articles? I say articles, the new Pinterest advertisements. Now, I don't know. I'm not a Pinterest fan. My wife, she does all that stuff. I don't have an account, or I might have an account. I might have signed up when it first came around. Oh, Pinterest, it's kind of cool. Look at all the cool stuff. Yeah, all right, got it. But there's no. I mean, you kind of like everyone. I don't know how to use Pinterest. But the whole thing. Now, we don't have live TV at the house, so we really don't get commercials. Now with Hulu, I've been watching Hulu a little bit more, and they've got this new Pinterest ad that I don't understand it. And I guess where you saw, watch the video. If you're follow us on YouTube, search for Deacon Live, and you can see this video. This whole podcast is being recorded here in the studio. This video here, and I don't get it. Do I turn this up? Oh, there. So Michelangelo. Oh, this is a German thing. It's all in German. You get the gist of it. So he searches for different image, clicks on an image, hairstyle, lifting weights. It's Michelangelo emailing David. And that's it. And he goes through and searches all the stuff to become the new David the model, and then there's one with Cleopatra. I think there's another one with one of the artists, I don't know, famous artists from back in the day. Anything that's fair game. Speaking of fair game, when you guys go get your Christmas candy or your Halloween, Christmas candy is totally different. Totally different. But, everyone's saying on Facebook that, did I lose every single one? I think I just lost every single one of them. Sure did. Hence, Dan coming over to fix this computer. I'm going to pause just one sec. All right, here we go. Please, I'm going to turn this down because it's going to do something here. So, authorities have warned of drug-laced candy for this Halloween, but some say the threat is overhyped. Well, I believe it's overhyped. So, Wisconsin authorities are warning residents to look out for meth candy this Halloween. There's something new that we haven't seen before, but the influx of methamphetamines to our community has grown tremendously in the past couple years. Sheriff Nate Dreckman of the Grant County, Wisconsin, wrote on a Facebook post the other day. You know, with Halloween being today, actually today, but he wrote this yesterday, is a perfect timing for this post. Recently, they came across some items that were very concerning to all law enforcement in the Southwest. Meth candy is what they were calling it. It's something new that we haven't seen before, an influx of amphetamines. I just read that. Dreckman is warned that not only meth candy, but treats laced with other drugs such as THC ingredients. People are asking to report any candy that seems suspicious. Tainted candy sounds like an urban legend, a story that was told us, both children and their parents, to frighten us. But some folks on Twitter don't believe people are putting drugs in the Halloween candy for one simple reason. And here's the quote: drugs cost too much, which is true. Nobody's willing to waste their drugs and putting them in kids' candy, because why would you do that? It's stupid. But most of all, you want to check to make sure that the kids' candy, that's going to lock me up, that your kids' candy's okay and safe. You always want to make sure that it's wrapped and all that stuff. And then there was a family in New Jersey, actually, that did find, and I think this is an accident, did find a small little baggie of heroin in their kids' candy when they did it. But listen to this. Hear me out here on this one. So, are you familiar with the practice of, instead of trick or treat, it's trunk or treat? Where I guess, I don't know where it started. I can imagine that it would be more of a, I see it more as a people living in an apartment complex. I see, because you can't go up and down the stairs and knocking on everyone's door. So everyone kind of, everyone's got their cars either backed in if you're the getaway driver, or pulled in forward. And everyone would open their trunks up and kind of sit on the back of their trunks or SUVs or whatever and hand out candy. It's a great idea. I like the idea. It's kind of ghetto. But I mean, for those neighborhoods that are just like apartment buildings after apartment buildings after apartment buildings. God, oh, excuse me. The trunk or treat thing would happen. Now, back to the family in New Jersey that actually found what they're calling a heroin type substance. Think of, in the back of these neighborhoods, you open your trunk up, and who knows, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kids, neighbors' kids, whoever had the car, you always see the story when the cops pull the guy over. Hey, is this your heroin? That's not mine. I'm just borrowing this car. Same thing when they're handing out candy and stuff. I don't know how they physically hold the stuff in a container, how they keep it until they're passing it out to the kids. But who's to say that, let's say, for example, weird case scenario, the candy tips over inside the van somewhere. I'm going to say van because vans, everyone can picture what a minivan looks like. And mom or the dad or the parents yelling at the child, throw everything back into the container so we can go and hand out candy for the trunk or treat. Or you guys aren't getting any candy. It's always a threat. You're not getting any candy. It's a threat. So the kids, oh, I'm sorry. He's throwing all the candy and everything in there. Doesn't realize that Uncle Jed, was doing heroin, shooting up heroin the other day, or cousin Bobby was in there doing heroin the other day and left the little baggie. So the kid's scrounging around, and the baggie was probably on the floor, and he threw it in the candy bin when the candy tipped over. And then here's mom and pop doing the best they can and handing out candy to all the kids. And sure enough, the little baggie gets mixed in with something. Sometimes bags of candy are kind of sticky anyways. If you get a rogue one in there that opens up, you grab you grab a couple of them. They're kind of sticking together because someone left them in the hot car. Way to go, Bobby. Told you to bring those in the other night. And so you're throwing the candy in the kids' bags. And sure enough, the parents go home. The kid dumps it out. Oh, my God, look at all the stuff. and boom, there's the bag that Uncle Bob or Cousin Bobby was out there, and it's gone. I could see that happening. I could see that. But as far as like someone literally sitting there, like taking all the candy and melting down the CBD oil laced with THC and dropping all that stuff and injecting the jelly-filled gummy worms or all the what else can I get? Nerds ropes. I know they've got a gelatin on them, or Swedish fish. That's a weird candy in itself. But I mean, and injecting everything? No one's taking the time. No one's taking the time or the effort to inject and, disperse lace-filled candy trees. No one has time for that. Now, there might be a sick guy who might do, well, then we're right back in the same boat now, aren't we? One guy who does want to lace, a Snickers bar with arsenic or something and see if that kid pops up on the news. Oh, that's kind of sick. That's evil. But there's evil people out there that do this stuff. The lady standing in front of me had no idea that I was looking at the dressings, the salad dressings. She stood right in front of me. She's evil. She's probably the one doing it. And what are everyone goes through the top 10 candy bars, the top things and all that stuff. I've always been people say Reese's, people say Baby Ruth, which I don't know. Clark Bar, I guess, is going out the door somewhere. Oh, Henry's. But one thing that was floating around Facebook, and I'm not switching screens anymore because the shit's going to get locked up here, so I apologize on the video right now. I'm not switching screens because everything's kind of, it's at its tipping point. So, but people are going around on Facebook saying, I was fine until someone pointed out the chocolate waves on the Snickers bars looked like a veins in a penis. And I'm like, really? Did we need that? Did we need that image? Did we need that image that the veins or that I thought it was, I loved them. They were I thought it was more chocolate. It was more chocolate on top. If you had a bar that was nice and smooth, you were like going, it's the same chocolate all the way around. But when you had the veins, what they call the penis veins on top of the Snickers bar, then you got more chocolate, that little bit more chocolate, and that's just me. I wanted a little bit more chocolate on my Snickers bar. Boy, that could be a weird saying somewhere. Can I get a little bit more chocolate on my Snickers bar? And cue the porno music. When we come back, I'm going to talk about an age. Back to Halloween, because it's a Halloween show. An age that you think kids are too old or too young to get into, and I know it's been beaten down before. I just want to touch on it briefly because someone brought up a point to me, and it kind of made it clearer to me as far as why this is happening. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. Make sure you go to Prophet Radio, and the reason why you're going to Prophet Radio right now is because they are playing the best Halloween-themed music that you ever heard. We're getting close to the Christmas time. Excuse me. We're getting close to the Christmas time, so of course, what's going to come around here, I think the end of next month, November, and you're going to start hearing Christmas music all the time. Something that you don't hear is Halloween music. Well, Prophet Radio has done a great job as far as collecting all the hairiest, the scariest, the loudest, the interesting music for Halloween. So make sure you take us along with you. And once Halloween's done, we get back to our regular format. But it's fun. We actually purchased some old Disney sound clips from the Haunted Mansion. So we purchased those, and those are up on our while your music's playing, you'll hear the Haunted Mansion from like the 1964s and stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a throwback and stuff, and there's some scary sound effects. So it's not just all music. There's scary sound effects. Our host, I don't know what the host's name is, but whoever did the audio for the host, he did a great job. He knocked it out of the park. And actually, we're going to play his voice here or if I think we already did a couple times. So you might have heard him as well. So we're getting into, it's Halloween time, so everyone's dressed up. The top 10, what are the top 10 costumes that are out there? It's again, back to my age and getting to, and not that I'm an old guy, but I'm just out of touch. I'm seeing, like, on Facebook and stuff, I'm seeing all these kids dressed up. I don't know who they are anymore. What happened to Hong Kong Phooey? What happened to, He-Man? What happened to all those kids wanted to be that? And these characters, there was a whole family that was dressed up like some kind of mask something with the kids, and the dad was a mad scientist and the mom was something else, and the kids were like these mutant superheroes or something. I'm out of touch. There's so much stuff, there's so much media out there for kids to get a hold of that they're dressing up with things. You literally, it's cute to say, when you're dressing up like Scooby-Doo, and it was cute for you to say, "Oh, and who are you?" And the little kid goes, "I'm Scooby-Doo." And you know that, but you want to hear if the kid knew what he was. Literally today, people are going, "Oh, what are you?" And the kid has to go, "I'm a new turtle with the magnetic scientist explosion theory." And you're like going, "All right, what channel's that on?" "It's on YouTube." "Oh. Is that a local affiliate?" No, but that's what it is. These YouTube channels are huge. And make sure you follow us on YouTube. Just search DeaconLive. You can see our huge YouTube channel. Plug. But some of these kids, they come up. I remember there is an age where, you just want to get out of the house. And Halloween is the time for you're allowed to go out and trick-or-treating. And I remember it's usually between the ages of like 13 and just turning 15, like that year that you're leaving junior high or elementary. "I'm out of here, Mom. I'm going to go get a job." You're only 6 years old. No, when you're leaving junior high, or what they call middle school now, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Just give you an idea. I went to junior high, so it was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. But that time frame when you're leaving middle school and going into high school, there's that little gap there where the kids are awkward enough to where you're like, should they go out trick-or-treating? They're still young, they're still in middle school, but yet they're going to high school next year. They should be older, they should be doing all that stuff. And hold on, I wrote this thing down. I said, yeah, kids about 14, they shouldn't be out trick-or-treating. And so I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, not face to face. No, can't come out to the French. We're out in the middle of nowhere. But and the person said to me, and we'll get that phone call here in just one sec. Let's see. Hello, you're live on the air. Hello. Are you there? You're live on the air. No, I guess not. And you can call us too at 407-448-8800. And if you're scared to go on the air, that person was probably scared to go on the air. Go to profitradio.com, and there's a little blue bar at the bottom of the page that says "Be Heard." While you're listening to all the cool Halloween music and stuff, click on the blue bar at the bottom of the page that says "Be Heard," and you can leave a voice MP3 voice message. It comes right to my email address. We'll play it on the next podcast. So, but back to the kids. I was saying, what age is too old to go? I'm gonna say grocery shopping. To go, well, it's kind of like grocery shopping for sugar addicts. But what's a age like a cutoff for kids to go? I'm gonna say it again. Trick or treating. There's the word I'm looking for. And I said, it was like the 13, 14-year-old. And this person said to me, hold on, I wrote it down because I said, what, that's funny as hell. I said, the person said to me, teens who seem too old to trick or treat choose one thing over another. They choose childhood over going out and partying and causing mayhem. Be happy, thank them for coming out, and hand them candy. And I kind of thought about it, and I go, well, who's to say they're not causing mayhem afterwards? But it does take a little bit for someone to dress up and go out at a certain age, when you're 14, going into 15. I don't know what girls are yet. But you're it's that first launch into freedom to the noose, the rope has been let up a little bit, and you go out trick or treating with your friends. You still have a curfew. I remember one time I was really into it because I had a really cool costume, and I think I was at that 7th to 8th grade level. And my friend, he his home style, his lifestyle, abusive mom, abusive brothers. The dad was he was gone and missing, but he wanted to go out, and he was, we were that, like I said, the age between 7th and 8th grade, and he asked me, "Are you sure you're going out? You sure you're going out? Because I want to go out trick or treating." Because he wanted to get out of the house. He wanted to get out and be free, and be, start his, not manhood, but just be his own individual person. And I go, "Okay, what are you going to dress up as? Because here's my costume." And he goes, you know what I'll do? I'll just tape a piece of tinfoil across my nose, and I'll wear some surfer shorts or something like that. And I go, "Well, what the hell is that?" He goes, "I'm a surfing robot." And I go, it's like those 80s movies where when you're that age, you go, "Yeah, that makes sense. And you're a surfing robot." And I think I got a picture of him somewhere. It's me and him standing there, and I think I had a ninja outfit on. My mom made me, and he's standing there with a, tank top or surfer shirt that I think I lent him, a pair of surfer shorts, and a piece of tinfoil taped across his nose. My mom's probably got it somewhere. I have to talk to her to get it. But he wanted to get out. He wanted to get out of the house. So when you see the older kids out there, as long as they're not, as long as they're being respectful, like I said, it's that unconscious rudeness that drives me insane. And hopefully these kids aren't doing that. They're being somewhat, thank you. You always see the parents that come up and the little kid, you hand, "Oh, what are you?" And the little princess, and you put the thing in there, and the parents always go, "What do they say? What do they say to the kid?" Literally what I just said. "What do you say?" And they go, "Thank you. All right, you're good to go. See you later." And then they go on about their day. Now, we were talking about music. I think music, well, there's one song in particular that I think is that got hit big time this Halloween, and I'll get into that here in just one second when we come back. Do you know what it is? Think about it. One song that probably should not be played anymore for Halloween, just because of some outcomes and things that have happened. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Proper Radio. Stick around. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, follow us on all our social networks, and become a member of our members only section. And the way you do that is go to profitradio.com and click on the members only section. There's a little drop down tab there. Click on members only. Sign up for that, and what you get is we've got a I got into someone the other day. I got into it with someone the other day on the phone, and what I was talking about is, no human contact other than, phone calls and stuff like that. And I do get what I call bad calls, and they're bad calls here to the station. And when I say bad calls, they're sales calls. So I got one the other day, and it said, it's a recording. "Congratulations. Marriott World whatever hotels would like to offer you 7 days and whatever nights at blah, blah, blah. You qualify for this. You won blah, blah, blah. Stay on the lines and we'll get right back to you." And then blah, blah, blah. And then, you wait and wait. And then it was a robocall, so they got pissed off at me and hung up on me. So you know what I did? Well, I called Marriott Resorts back. And this went on for an hour, and everything's recorded, and you can hear this on the members only section. And I went right up the ladder, and to find out what actually happened is go to the members only section, click on that, sign up for it, and you can see that on there as well. It's fun. It's good times. And I reached out to, and by the way, I just want to put this out there. I hope they're listening. So, when you have friends and stuff, you kind of reach out for advice. That, like, if you're a plumber, you always have friends reaching out for plumbing advice. If you're an electrician, hey, how do I do this? And you give out electrician advice. I reached out to a legal friend who, has legal backgrounds and things. And I reached out to this person, and you know what I got? I don't give out free advice. Well, I just want an idea. I don't give out free advice. Go fuck yourself and stop bothering me. And I'm like, but I've got a case here. Now, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. Well, I'm going to have to edit that down so it's not so violent. But, I mean, that's essentially what I got. And I'm like going, really? That's her. No. Don't care. You're an asshole. Blah, blah, blah. Well, at least they got the last part right. I know that. So music here on Halloween, everyone does the mash, the monster mash, or mash. Hold on. Again, another text came in. Yep. I know. I'll address that here in just one second. Thanks for bringing that up. You can text us too here at 407-448-8800 at any time. So the music out there, there's not a whole lot of quote unquote Halloween music. Now, Tim Burton did a pretty good job with the, this is Halloween, this is Halloween, and then that's essentially it. And then you get The Witch Doctor, all these old 50s and 60s songs. And what's funny is we were talking about it up in New York about the Witch Doctor song. And my wife looked at me like my head was on backwards. She's like, what are you talking about, the Witch Doctor? And I'm like, bing, bang, walla, walla, bing, dang, or whatever the thing is. Had no idea. Never heard it before. Never heard it at all. And I'm like, oh, geez. Sheltered. But one song that everyone knows, Halloween music-wise, that comes out this time of year is Thriller. Yep. Michael Jackson's Thriller is always played. It's always a big bump on the charts. There's always, the most downloads on iTunes is the Michael Jackson Thriller song, and yada, yada, yada. But this year, the sales or the downloads of the Michael Jackson song has actually increased this year, which kind of makes me a little bit upset because of what was going on with, he was convicted of molesting children. He was convicted. He was, set in stone, stamped on the docket, punched it, double timed it, double stamped it, and triplicate 3-part, was sent off to 3 different offices. He was, and all these things that are coming out with like Corey. Is it Corey Feldman? I get the 2 Corys. The living Corey, the one that didn't shoot himself in the head. The other living Corey, who dresses like Michael Jackson for some weird, odd reason. He was saying, yes, this happened. I've been telling you guys this for years and years and years. It's the guy on the hilltops, crying wolf, and nobody listens. And finally, they listen to him. They're like, oh nope, everyone's dead. But the Michael Jackson Thriller song, I thought some radio stations have pulled his whole entire catalog out because of the stigma about molesting children. Another prime example is this new Joker movie that's come out. And what's the guy that not History of the World Part 2, but Rock and Roll Version Part 2 or whatever, the Gary Glitter song. People are, because he's in jail. If you don't know who Gary Glitter is, he wrote a couple songs and stuff, and he had this one it's an anthem. It's a stadium anthem. Dun, 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 hey, dun, 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 hey, dun, dun, dun. As my voice goes through puberty. But he was convicted. He's sitting in jail right now. And because that song was in the Joker movie, he's getting royalties, and people are freaking out. Oh, you shouldn't give him royalties. But in the same breath, Michael Jackson Thriller songs out there, and the estate's getting royalties. So why aren't we bitching and complaining about the Michael Jackson Thriller Well, Michael Jackson didn't do it. No, he did. He did. No, everyone knows he did. No, he didn't. Okay. No, he didn't. You're right. He didn't. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. So the Michael Jackson song and all Michael Jackson music pretty much has vanished if you think about it. But, you know, people still, the sales of, it's actually risen by 22%, I believe they said. Now, after Halloween, what do you do? Are you looking forward to Thanksgiving? Are you looking forward to, stuffed turkey and mashed potatoes? Well, one thing that a group of people are looking forward to next month is Movember. Do you know what Movember is? Movember, if you're not familiar with it, is the largest male organization dedicated to male preventable, but diseases, whether it be testicular cancer, pancreatic cancer, and all that stuff. And the way you celebrate it is stand up. Oh, big burp. Is not shaving your mustache. Now, what does that mean? Not shaving your mustache. How does that bring awareness to Movember? Well, the company Movember, there's an actual website. I'd get to the website, but I'd switch screens here and everything will shut down because everything's so bogged up with other stuff going on here at the station. So Movember is actual website. It started in Australia, believe it or not. I don't believe you. I don't care if you do or not, but that's where they started. And it started over a couple guys sitting around having, a couple pints of lager. And they said, let's have our own, how can we make some money? Charitable contributions is a good way to make money. Sure, let's do that. So they created Movember, and actually they've done great jobs for, actually it goes beyond testicular cancer. It also goes to mental health, mental diseases, and things that here in the United States we need a lot of. We need a lot of money thrown towards at least a mental disease here in our community. But the way you do it is you sign up. So you go to Movember.com, you sign up, and you pledge whatever. I forget. I was watching a video. Again, I'm not switching screens. And you pledge, let's say, $100 for everyone. It's kind of like, remember in school when your child used to run track or would run. I'll pledge 10 cents a mile for every mile that you walk. All right, then 10 cents. I'm going to walk 50 miles. Okay, then I owe you 50 cents or whatever the math is on that. But Movember is almost the same way. And they're saying they're changing the face of men's health is the tagline. And the way you change the face of men's health is not shoving your mustache or not shaving your facial hair. And they actually said in the ad, get your hairy ribbons ready, men, because Movember is coming here soon. And you sign up, and then you take a picture of yourself with your mustache, and day progresses, and then people kind of like, it's kind of like a GoFundMe. Everyone kind of contributes to your little entity when you sign up stuff. So it's kind of cool. That's Movember. That's coming up here in the next couple days. So get ready for that. And one thing, before I let you go, I got a couple more things I want to talk about. Do you remember your first time? Do you remember your first time? How you've waited so long and there were so many people there around you waiting for your first time as well. When we come back, I'll get into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I do want to show this one. Welcome back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all our social networks. Make sure you become a member at our members only section on the Prophet Radio website, and you can hear all the bad calls that we get. Some calls that I get here to the station about salespeople and stuff. Improve your warranty on your car, or you want a trip and all that stuff. And you can hear the one I actually called Marriott World Center, their help desk. And you'd be surprised all the stuff they sent me, and we'll get into that here probably on the next podcast and find out what happened. One thing that we were talking about, everyone on Facebook, and everyone's posting pictures of their kids, and everyone's being all happy and stuff, and look at my kids, and I poke and fun at them, or poke and make fun of them a little bit, but it's all tongue in cheek. But when it's like deliberately funny, I will capitalize on it and just right on top of it. And a lot of people got mad at me and saying, you shouldn't say that, and you shouldn't say that about this person. And people were like giving me a hard time. I'm like going, wait a minute, I'm looking through their feed, and I'm like going, didn't you just like call our president a dumbass and all that stuff? Now, I don't have any children. And my wife, together, we don't have any children. And when you say stuff bad about people that we care for, whether it be good or bad, I say good or bad. How do I put this? I don't know. What's the difference? It's pointing fingers back at you. Don't make fun of. Anyways, I don't know. I'm scrambling. I'm trying to kill time here. But I mean, people were getting mad. Oh, don't make fun of my kid. Well, you know what? Don't make fun of the leader of our country. It's kind of the same thing, I guess, is what I'm saying. Because you could offend some. Now, I'm big shoulders. I'm a big, soft, cushy guy. I don't get offended easily. But when you say stuff like that, it's kind of like, be careful who you're saying that to. Because you're doing the same thing as if I said, well, your kid, how many gallons of water is in that kid's head? That type of thing. Anyways, one video that I did post that I got a lot of flack on. I got a lot of flack on this post, and I'm going to try this video, see if it doesn't lock up. Now, there's a mom out there who, her son has cerebral palsy, and I don't know if she created this contraption for her kid to learn how to, not learn, he's not going to be any Tony Hawk by any means, but just for him to experience skateboarding at this park. But she's pushing him around. So if you're watching the YouTube channel here, so here you go. Watch, it won't play. Not gonna play. Here it goes. Now, this is over in Europe somewhere. And that's it. She's done. So she pushed the kid. I don't know if the contraption, she made it for the child, but it's kind of like just Velcroing the kid's feet to the to the skateboard, and it's this big, huge, rolly contraption. Looks like a bunch of bungee cords that he's like a marionette is what he is. And I kind of said, hey, that's kind of cool, but the parent couldn't even last 30 seconds pushing the kid through the thing. This is kind of like a look at me type deal. And then all the people in the world, oh, you don't know what it's like having a disabled kid, and dealing on a daily basis, and a disabled kid, and I've got a disabled kid. And I understand that. I'm just saying that the video, it was cool to see, but it was kind of like a look at me type moment. Tell us more about the contraption, the marionette box that they had this kid's, bungee corded to. I just wanted to know more about it. It was kind of like one of those, like I said, look at me type moments. Let me make sure I covered everything here. Hold on. So I got that. Hold on. Are you there? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I was just telling you.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right.
All right, I'm attacking.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. So I get a text that my wife was my wife is training or does a lesson down at the arena there, and I got a text that she just got thrown from the horse. So I just want to make sure she was okay. Now let's wrap it up here. Speaking of being okay, remember your first time? And when I say your first time, my wife's been riding a horse since she was 6-7 years old. And so when I hear that she's been thrown from a horse, you kind of get scared a little bit because it's not her first time. She's been riding a horse for many years. Now, your first time, when I say your first time, first everything, first time going out Halloween trick-or-treat, I almost said shopping again, Halloween trick-or-treating by yourself, first time. Like I said, the kids that are 13, 14, 15 years old, first time trick-or-treating by themselves, you remember that. But I don't remember this, and this video is going viral about this young kid being potty trained for the first time. I don't remember being potty trained as a kid. I just remember pooping one time. Here we go. We're getting graphic. Pooping one time and coming out and said, "Mom, there's peanuts in my poop." And my mom goes, "No, it's not peanuts. It's corn." And then that was it. That was the only thing I remember about being potty trained. But listen to this, because everyone's got to film everything. Everyone's got to put it on Facebook. Everyone's got to be, look at me. So, but this is really, really cute. For those of you who, we didn't have the luxury of being videotaped the first time when we pooped. Listen to this kid here. Kid.
Wait, you didn't poop?
No, I peed.
You peed? I thought you pooped too.
I didn't poop. I peed.
He didn't poop. He peed. He's very determined.
I didn't poop. I peed.
Are you funny?
I can't.
Daddy,
Yeah.
is that Daddy?
No, I'm not.
You're sad, Daddy.
I'm crying. I'm funny. It's really funny. You're a funny guy.
Is that Daddy?
No, it's.
Hey, did you poop?
Did you poop?
No. Is that Daddy?
No, I'm very happy.
No.
You're
I'm
sad,
very happy.
Daddy.
Here, look, very happy.
Kid sees tears and thinks the dad's crying, but he's happy. He's happy.
Did you poop?
No, I didn't poop. I peed.
I didn't poop. I peed. High five. Oh, don't high five on the toilet.
Peed.
There you go. So if that doesn't brighten up your day, I don't know what does. But next month we're going into Movember, so make sure all you guys, even ladies out there, don't wax your mustache. Show some support for the guys out there dealing with mental issues. Testicular. I have to change the shape of my tongue to say that. Ball cancer, and all the stuff that men have to go through as well. And you ladies go through far more. Let us have 1 month. And it's the month that we have to cook the fucking turkey and shit. On behalf of all the people that have called here to the station and all the death threats and stuff I got about posting stuff on your Facebook page. It's not death threats. Just remember, we're just having a good time here. That's all we're doing. We're just having a good time. I'm going to let you get back to what you got to do. On behalf of all you guys out there listening to us, I thank you. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight. And...
Oh no. Wait. Come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.